Good morning, or should I say good afternoon, good evening. Happy Father's Day, happy Father's Day, happy Father's Day. Like, I want y'all to see my shirt. It's a really, really cool shirt, too. I don't know if y'all can see it. I was kind of hard to do the selfie thing. But anyways, this is a tribute to all of the wonderful fathers out there. And just to everybody that's handling their business. Because we do empower, encourage, and we praise our black men. We love you all, we respect you all, and we want to see you guys do the most and have success. I mean, if we're not going to talk about the ones that are not handling their business, this is not for them. But this will be an encouraging blog for those who are not handling their business to step up. I'll share my own personal story, and maybe it will encourage a father that's been a deadbeat, that hasn't been a part of their child's life. I still do not have a relationship with my biological father, nor do I desire to have one. I was raised by my stepdad, and that was good enough for me. Once I accepted him, that he was my father, then that was my dad. To many young women who didn't have their dad present in their life, I just want to encourage you to forgive him and to accept that for whatever reason that he wasn't around, whether you know it or understand it or not, just know that you are enough, even though you were lacking something, and that you had a void growing up, because it hurts. That pain of rejection, that pain of abandonment, that pain of not knowing, your lineage or where you come from and what you get from your father or from that side of your family. It all hurts. It really does. But you can't blossom and grow and enjoy being who you are or who God made you to be if you can't forgive him. So I want to encourage the men who may have been deadbeat dads and maybe got a late start. The first step to recovery is you have to own your truth and your mistakes and your accountability and ask for forgiveness. And then in your actions, you have to do something completely different than what you have been showing in the past if you want your daughter to take you seriously in order to be open to having a relationship with you. Because if you're not going to change from the old ways of you not being around, then all you're going to do is continue to reopen wounds of hurt, pain, rejection, abandonment, and things like that. And if a person has gone through that all through their childhood, they don't want to continue to go through that cycle. That's an emotional, draining, hurtful cycle. And my stepdad gave me everything my biological dad didn't. I wouldn't be the person that I am if my stepdad hadn't been around to raise me and to show me what a man does and how a man provides and how a man takes care of his family. My philosophy of God first, family second, career third, I learned from my parents, from both my mom and my dad. And, this is, like I said, this is not going to be a male bashing video or anything like that. This is to encourage somebody who's made some mistakes, because we all make mistakes. We're not above a mistake, but the road to redemption is a great one. But it starts with accountability. It starts with owning your truth and your mistakes and asking for forgiveness to the people who you have offended. You can't go forward and build a relationship with somebody that's still hurting or that feels like you don't care about them. And there's a lot of women out there that have gone through what I've gone through, and they're hurt behind that. So when it comes to the men out here, you're wanting to date us and find you a good woman, you have to be able to accept a person's package, just like y'all expect us to accept your package if you already have kids, if you've been divorced, you have, a mother or multiple mothers of your children. It go both ways. You got to be willing to talk that out. You got to be willing to listen to her and understand her pain. A lot of what you don't understand is why you guys miss out on good women. We all got baggage. We all got a story. Nobody came from a perfect family. Everybody has some kind of dysfunction within their family. Even though I grew up in a 2-parent household, there was still a void for me, even for me, because the thing that bothered me the most is that my birth dad, the only thing I can say about him is I appreciate him giving me life. I wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for him. That's a hard truth to accept, to even say to myself, that I can't say anything else other than that's the only positive memory I had that I can hold on to somebody that brought me into this world. So scars run deep. Pain runs deep. You probably will find out if you really talk to the females, somebody that you truly want to be with, that child molestation is very high in the African American community. 1 out of every 4 females have been molested as a kid. I was one of them. So when I tell you that for us to come together, the men have their struggle, the women have their struggle. We all have a struggle. We all have been through things, and it should be something that, you're never above recovering from that. If you've been a person that's done drugs, it's a little bit harder and a lot more work to recover from that. But we all have things that we have to rise above, that we have to overcome, and that we have to work through. But owning your truth is not always an easy thing. Owning your truth and not feeling ashamed about it, or don't want other people to see you and be ashamed of what you've been through. A lot of people have that stigma when you've gone through something really traumatic. That is not ideal. That is not normal, or you don't want anybody to know, because it's like a stain, it's like a blemish on your record. So what I'm saying to you, for all the fathers handling your business, keep doing it. Mentor somebody who needs some guidance. Don't be afraid to say stuff and step up and try to intervene in somebody's life that you see some potential in, because that's what the village is about. Because we all had those people in our lives to continue to help us stay on the right path, that, when we was away from our parents and we start cutting up a little bit and doing stuff we know we didn't have no business, that was somebody else's parent who pulled us to the side and encouraged us and said something to us. So, I always recommend, and it's so hard for us, we do not like going to counseling. But we need to. We need to go to counseling. We need to talk to somebody and go through therapy and learn how to work through your issues, your conflict. Because it's not easy. Some things you can handle on your own and you don't need to talk about it. Other things you do. Because it really, really is helpful. Because the hardest thing to do is to forgive ourselves. The hardest thing to do is not to, blame yourself for something that happened that was of, no fault of your own. And that's where healing starts. That's where growth starts. Because once you get to that point of admitting and owning and accepting, then everything from that point is you're going to go up. You're going to go high, you're going to soar, and you're going to really, really blossom. Because you learn how to take your pain and find your purpose. I say that all the time. Your pain will help you find your purpose in life, what you're passionate about, and how you want to reach people and connect with people. Because we all have a story and we've all been through something. And I tell that all the time. For me, my healing about all of that's why I ended up writing a book. I never intended on writing a book in no shape, fashion, or form. Not that I didn't feel I was good enough or I couldn't. It just never crossed my mind. But after going through my deployment in Afghanistan, going through some of the things I saw, everything just started coming together. And I was journaling about my experience the whole time that I was there, about my days, about people, about the things that I would see, about the difference in the culture. And a book came out of that. That's how it happened. So I just want to encourage all the dads. Continue to do what you do. Continue to be leaders. Continue to take back your community. Continue to be passionate about that, because if you're not going to be there for us and support us, then who will? I think for the most part, overall, us females, we do a good job at supporting our black men and holding it down, for you all. But I just think that the broken issues that we all have within ourselves is really what hinder us from having a more fulfilling, and prosperous life of being able to be happy and to be at peace and to be joyous. So, again, I know tons of great fathers that are within my Facebook friends community. I support them wholeheartedly. We talk all the time. And so they always encourage me and I encourage them. So you guys just continue to spread love, spread light, continue to be an example, continue to do what God has blessed you in your gifts and your talents to do, because it's not going unnoticed. It is very impactful. It is very appreciated, and it is making a difference. Besides the fact that the media and all they want to do is bash and make it look like that our race as a whole, we have nothing positive, especially our black men. They have tore you guys down and ostracized you all so much in the eyes of the world. It's just very, very sad. But we know that's not true. So don't be discouraged. Bible says do not be weary in well doing, and continue to plant seeds. Because as long as you're planting seeds, you're going to continue to produce fruit and be very productive. So believe that and know that, and never give up. If you need a hug, then, ask for one. If you need prayer, ask for it. So that's all I want to say. I hope you guys enjoy your day today. I'll be going to work. So, and a shout out to my dad, Mr. Bobby Richardson, who I did get to see last week. I'm so thankful and appreciative of everything he taught me. I know you made my mom really mad. You started teaching me how to drive at 11 years old. My mom almost had a freaking fallout, but she just let me drive at 11. But by the time I got to taking my driving test, I was very confident in my driving ability. So I remember a lot of cool things me and my dad did that I really enjoyed. Another thing that we did a lot was he used to take me to the gym and help me work on my basketball dribbling skills. His favorite basketball player was Earl Pearl Monroe. So I had the big dreams, of course, like every kid. I wanted to go to college and play basketball. Well, we didn't have a WNBA yet, so I couldn't go pro. So basically the dream was just to play basketball in college, and that was kind of the end of it. But I think the WNBA started like my senior year of college. And then a lot of the girls that went to school with me at Louisiana Tech all got drafted and went pro. So that was pretty cool. I met a lot of amazing women along the way on my journey. So, but at any rate, I'm in this blog. So happy Father's Day, everybody. Share this video blog. And I don't have my glasses on, so I have to bring the screen really, really close to see all the comments. And share the video blog, because somebody needs to be encouraged and somebody needs a healing and a blessing, because I'm not the only one that's gone through some traumatic experiences as a woman, and there are a lot of men who've gone through some traumatic experiences as well. So I just encourage you to be the best you that you can be every day, and you only can live one day at a time. So don't worry about what happened yesterday or last week or what's going to happen in the future. Just live and take it all in stride, embrace the journey, and be the best father, the best husband for those that are married, the best grandpa for those that are grandfathers, and for some that may be a great-grandfather. Continue to build your legacy and continue to plant those seeds in your family traditions of love and light. Talk to you guys. Love, peace, and soul, everybody. I'm out.